What could this mysterious box with the old-fashioned clasp contain? Well built, weighty. Let's open it. Let's open it. It's my microscope from my youth. From the early 1960s, this COC microscope came with 3 lenses of increasing power, 100 times, 200 times, 300 times. And it says so right on the very front of the instrument there. COC, by the way, stands for Circle of Confusion, which is, I looked it up, an optical spot caused by a cone of light rays from a lens not coming to a perfect focus when imaging a point source. Got that? Okay. This microscope was made in Japan. It fits its box snugly, perfectly. It's all metal and it's surprisingly heavy. It came with a set of glass slides, which are tucked away up in this little holder in the corner. There are 2.5 slides left. Motivated by curiosity, I checked this out on eBay to find similar models in similar boxes, but none of the ones I found had a special feature that mine does. Below the slide plate, there's a little mirror which is used to direct light up through the slide. An external source of light can be used, pointed at the mirror for that. This feature is fairly common on old microscopes. But what isn't common is that this model has its own light. And it still works as well today as it did 50 years ago when I was peering through it as a kid. Powering it are 2 AA batteries in the base of the microscope. I got this for Christmas when I was about 11 or 12, and I spent endless hours staring through the little hole, unlocking the mysteries of the microscopic world. I looked at insect wings, hair, chemical compounds, dust, feathers, whatever was handy. I was amazed at the microscopic world that I found in slough water, which was filled with little organisms that my microscope brought into view, brought into life. I remember learning at school, probably in health class when I was about 13, that human sperm were big enough to be seen in most microscopes. Being a quick study, I decided to experiment after school with my own microscope and my own sperm. I rushed home to an empty house, got my microscope ready, produced the sperm and dabbed some on a slide. My hand quivering, I adjusted the scope, and on the highest power, they came into view. Swimming heads with wiggly tails, eagerly seeking an egg. I was elated by what I saw, and confused too. I stared into the microscope until the sperm started to slow down, and then they started to die right before my eyes. A few minutes before, they were keen, unstoppable, guided by the powerful male imperative. And now they lay still, spent, just a drying dab on a glass slide. My elation and confusion turned to sadness and confusion. I was too young to fathom the mystery I'd just witnessed. I have a better grasp on that particular mystery now, though. Today, my microscope still works perfectly. Other than the slide clamp missing here on this side, the rest of it is intact. However, I have little reason to use it these days. So, back into its sturdy box it goes to wait and wait for the next pair of curious eyes to stare into its mysteries.